Hey YouTube, how is everyone? I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but I will spare you the excuses. I did get my bangs cut though, and they are doing weird things today, so ignore them. But anyway, um, today I'm going to make my video about Christianity and witchcraft. Do they fit together? If they fit together, how do they fit together? Or are they just completely at odds with each other? And I'm going to make this as a video response to Mirkwood90's video, really, nothing against witchcraft in the Bible, because this is something I've been thinking about for a while, but it really just fits perfectly if you watch his video. So if you haven't watched his video yet, please just stop now, go and watch it. I've got the link in the underbar, and I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put it right here. So you can click it, like, right here. Yeah, so click it. Click right here if you haven't watched it yet. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Okay, you're back. Yay. Anyway, so Christianity and witchcraft. What do I think of that? Well, I definitely agree with Mirkwood90. You can't just say there's nothing against witchcraft in the Bible. That's obviously wrong. If you just watch this video, you know he just gave you like 80 verses of witchcraft, of it saying no witchcraft. So we can't go that route, obviously. And I don't think that's obviously not something I'm going to argue. But anyway, I do think that you have to take into account that of when the Bible was written. The Bible was written, the New Testament at least, was written in, well, put together. It was assembled, I should say. It was assembled by different books from before. And I can't remember exactly what those are, so I'm not going to guess at it. But you can research it. It was in 312, the Common Era. Constantine made Christianity legal. He did not make it. It's a lot of people think that they made Christianity the royal religion or the empire religion, however that goes, and that it was like everything else was illegal and you got stoned for being a witch and all this crap. But that's just not true, because paganism was the widely practiced religion before that, and they just made Christianity legal alongside it. Before that, Christians were the ones who were really persecuted and looked down upon and stuff like that. But anyway, you can go in and look more on that. I'm just kind of broad sweep over this. 312, who made it legal, and then 324. See, the whole point of making it of Christianity, and where it really gets confusing, is Constantine converted to Christianity, and he was trying to reunite his empire. To do that, he wanted everyone to be under the same religion, under the same. He thought that the more that people had in common, the more united they would be, I guess, the more they would work together. So his whole idea behind this was to reunite his empire, and I think we really have to take that into account. Okay, so 324, 12 years later, 324 of the Common Era, he realizes, okay, this isn't really working because we don't have a doctrine. Not everyone's practicing the same stuff. We don't know what we're doing here. We're like, I'm a Christian, but I believe this, and I'm a Christian, but I believe this, well, that's not right. Fight. You know, it just wasn't working because not everyone thought the same thing about Christianity. So 324, Common Era. They have the Nicene Council in Nicaea, where they assemble different books and different teachings and different things, and into what is now the New Testament. What you really have to look at here is he took things from different of the apostles. Is that the right word? From different apostles of Jesus, and this is a bunch of people, and they also took stuff from, I think, the Torah and maybe the Dead Sea Scrolls. Could be totally wrong. Mirkwood, jump in and help me here. But this council took various things from various different places in order to make the New Testament. That's the key point here. We cannot prove nor disprove that they did or did not leave all these books intact. I don't think it really matters, because if they're assembling it into something new, obviously they're going to make it mesh together. So I think obviously there is going to be room for changing things. I also think, and I'm not saying this is true or not true, but I think we need to take into account that he was trying to unite his kingdom. So obviously it's very possible that he put stuff against witchcraft or up against any other religion, which is mainly paganism, and maybe not the paganism you think now, but paganism, remember, is an umbrella term, so it encompasses a bunch of different stuff. So, there were pagans mostly, besides the Christians in this area in this time. So I think it's very, very possible that they put a bunch of different stuff in the Bible against witchcraft in order to get people to convert to Christianity. Although that cannot be proven, so don't think I'm just kind of making excuses for my own religion or anything like that. I think it's something we should take into account. Anyway, besides, even if you're not looking at the Bible, if you want to go with the Bible is completely true, it's completely the Word of God, written by man, and that it is the end all be all of resources for right and wrong. If you want to go that route, then I think obviously you can't be a witch. You can't practice witchcraft and believe full-heartedly in the Bible, because you're going against yourself there. It is hypocrisy to say I believe in the Bible and then practice something the Bible preaches against. I don't think that works. I think that is Mirkwood's main point, is that it is against the Bible. That is the bottom line. It's against the Bible. If you believe it is as it is now, no witchcraft for you. Sorry. But you also have to kind of go into religious identity. First of all, Christianity. If you believe in the Bible, do you believe in the Bible full-heartedly, or do you believe in some of the stuff says and not other stuff? Like, do you think that do you really pay attention to do you give them a lot more room of error, I guess? Because if you kind of take the Bible as a guide versus the end all be all, then yes, it's probably more likely that you could study witchcraft and bewitch. But that's kind of just up to you. I think it's all in religious identity. How do you see yourself spiritually? What do you believe in? There's all kinds of you ask 10 Christians a question, you're going to get 10 different answers. Just like if you ask 10 Wiccans or 10 pagans a question, you're going to get 10 different answers. You just got to take that into account. Okay? And then you can also, I know that there are Christians, there are just so many different kinds of every single group of people in the world. So, there are different Christians who, I know some who believe in God and they see Christ as their Savior, but they don't follow the Bible. They don't agree with the Bible. They follow the teachings of Jesus and nothing else in the Bible. So, and I'm really not sure. I didn't really look for whether or not Jesus specifically says anything against witchcraft. So, Mirkwood, feel free to jump in, or anyone else who knows, jump in and let me know. But if he doesn't, assuming he doesn't say anything specifically against witchcraft, then I could definitely see those people practicing witchcraft. That makes sense to me, assuming that Jesus himself didn't say anything against it. But yeah, so you get the point. That all depends on how you look at Christianity. It also depends on how you look at witchcraft. And this one I think is a little bit more tricky, just because I'm not really sure where to separate witchcraft the practice and witchcraft the spirituality. Obviously, most witches, Wiccans, pagans believe in the god and the goddess. That's not true across the board. Some do believe in one divine being, more like the Brahmin, I would say, in Hindu. Kind of like Christianity, but they wouldn't see him as a he or she probably. Most I've talked to would see God as a divine being we cannot understand, or they would see God as more the Brahman, where it's encompassing all things, and God lives within all things, but is not a specific being or entity. So yeah. So, do you think witchcraft is separate from that? Or is it intrinsically something that worships the god and the goddess? It's kind of hard to say. If you're saying it's something that intrinsically worships the god and the goddess, and that it intrinsically works through the god and the goddess, then it's kind of hard to also call yourself a Christian, because you're going against the Bible. You're saying you're refuting the Bible there, and then you're having, Christians would say that was having other idols or other gods before God. And I wouldn't see it that way. I would see it as a different personification, a different representation of God. But, most Christians are going to say idolatry, pretty much, and other gods before the true God. So, that's really tricky. I think that's really tricky. If you see witchcraft as a religion, I don't really see how you can be a witch or Wiccan, whichever way you want to put it, and um, and a Christian. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. I'm still trying to figure out where I draw the line between witchcraft, the practice of witchcraft, the religion, and if you can. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out. It's all a learning process. We all know that. Um, so if you do think witchcraft is just practice and not a religion, then where is that line? Is it? I mean, if you're doing spells, how are these spells working? I think that spells and prayers are the same thing. Spells are just more of a ritualized version of praying. Because praying, you're focusing your intent on something. If you're praying for someone to get better, someone's sick and you want them to get better, you're focusing your intent on getting them better. And you're asking God to come down and touch that person, whether they're, and that's really asking Him to work through you because it's your intent and you're asking God to work through it, work for it. So when you're doing a spell, you're focusing an intention on, like if you wanted someone to get better, if it's the same thing, you might have some herbs that you're using, you might have different incenses and candles, and maybe you have your athame and your chalice, and you got your pinnacle out, you cast a circle, you do all that stuff, you do a ritual for a spell, and you're just ritualizing a prayer. It's really what you're doing. That's my viewpoint. That's definitely what I think it is. Spells are praying, praying is spells. So it's kind of really difficult for me to draw the line. I really got to lean towards you can't draw the line. But, like I said, it's different for everyone. It's whatever rings true for you. So, where do you draw the line, if you draw the line? Do you think Christianity and witchcraft can really work in harmony, or do you think it's something that's going to be at odds with each other? Hopefully, we can work in harmony, whether we're a witch or we're a Christian, whether we're pagan or Wiccan or Hindu or Jewish or whatever we are. Hopefully, we can just all work and we can be peaceful and harmonious. But as far as witchcraft, which is a Christian witch, what do you think? I think it just depends on your identity. But really, I couldn't see myself still being a Christian and being a witch. My opinion, I'm gonna lean towards you can't. I would say it's one or the other because I see witchcraft as more of a religion. Wiccan or Wicca, paganism, it's my religion. It's my spirituality, and that doesn't cross over with Christianity. I'm very eclectic, so you could see a lot of similarities and different crossovers between the two, but I just think that's intrinsically the divine, I guess I should say. That is my thoughts on that. I hope I covered everything. Obviously I tend to ramble, so just
make video responses or comments or messages and let me know what you think. Do you think that they can work in harmony or not? Do you think it's against each other or not? Just let me know what you think. Mark190, I hope I covered what I said I was going to because I don't remember if I did or not. So just let me know. And if you want to make a video response, we can keep going back and forth about this because this is really something that, you find a lot of people questioning and a lot of Christians who think witchcraft's pretty interesting. They think they might want to try it out. They really struggle with that, I think, and maybe someone who's a witch who finds Christianity interesting, it goes the same way. So I want to know what everyone thinks. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it made sense. If you have any questions, let me know, and have a great day. Blessed be.